All right, we are live. Hey, Mike Nicholas is already in here.
Come on, what's up, Mike?
What's up, Mike Nicholas? How is it at the lake life? Enjoying this 1,000-degree weather out there, I'm most sure. Danielle Doss is on this morning. Good morning, Danielle. It's hard to believe it's Sunday again already. It's like the weeks are just flying by.
Big time.
So I hope everybody had a good week. Who else is on here with us? I see some people piling on. Some eyeballs are popping up there. A number count. Eddie Lee. Hey, Eddie. Eddie, I want you to know.
Good morning, Eddie.
Eddie, your perfect attendance is still intact. We have been notating and watching, so I want you to know that that it's still intact. You haven't lost anything, so you're still doing good. Hey, Lindsay Efferson, all the way from Texas/Mexico, Paige, Elizabeth, Christy, Randy, everybody's
Gina, Cherry.
So good Jen up there. Everybody's coming in here. It's looking good. Hey, while I noticed that Lindsay Efferson jumped on here, many of you guys know Ethan and Lindsay, missionaries to Juarez, Mexico, out of Cultivate Church, living life on purpose, had a really, Doss, a miracle. I mean, just nothing but God show up and happen this week. It would be cool to share that. Tell everybody a little bit about what happened this week with Hunger House Ministries.
Yeah, so we started talking, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago about potentially looking for a space to call our own, that we, to own some property there in Mexico. And there were some potential opportunities that popped up that kind of fell through. Well, then this one opportunity popped up again, and then through a series of conversations and meetings we've had, we kind of began to say, okay, let's pursue this. We've kind of figured out a way to be able to purchase property in Mexico. And then we said, once we gave the okay, we said, okay, well, let's just start raising the money. We knew we needed to raise at least a minimum of $18,000 to purchase the property. So Ethan and Lindsay, they just put it out there. They posted it on social media, and in like 3 days, they raised $4,000 or $5,000. I think $6,000 by the fifth day, and then somebody showed up with a $17,000 check, and we are fully funded, ready to move forward. We thought this would take, at minimum a few months. Who knows how long it would take to raise it, and within a week we had we were fully funded, and we're taking the steps forward to begin the process of purchasing that property. So
it's awesome.
Really cool.
So a vacant property full of buildings, ready and equipped, needs some updating, needs some work, needs some TLC, but to be able to fully equip, plenty of room for kids to be fed and loved on and schooled.
All of the above.
Eventually an opportunity for like an orphanage area for taking care of kids at full time. So just sitting vacant, and God provided in a matter of days for.
Cool. I'm so proud of them.
It's amazing. So Ethan, Lindsay, you guys are doing an incredible job. I see Linda Lawley on here. Hey, Linda, we love you. Hope you're doing good. Regina and Wendy. And Carol Creekmore jumped in, and Angela, Patrick, love you guys popping in here. So good to see you guys this morning, even if it is online. Mike Nicholas, where are our pastors?
I am on my back porch. I'm on my back porch right now at the moment, Mike.
And I am in my wife's office downstairs at home. Oh, you couldn't see us on the screen. You couldn't see us.
Oh.
Hey, Doss, it was a fun week for us too. We were out of town this week. Doss and I are doing something this year called Pastors University with Pastor Larry Stockstill. Pastor Larry has pastored for, 40 years or more, worldwide ministry, just a great man of integrity, written many books. Many of you guys watching, some of you men, you'll remember we did the Model Man book through our small group. Pastor Larry wrote that book. And So they're doing 4 small meetings this year with a group of about 50 pastors each, and Dawson and I are in that group. And it's just a week of just equipping and teaching and growing. This whole week was just on the individual and our lives and being spiritually healthy. Unfortunately, all around us, you see, leaders, Dawson, that don't make the journey. There's a moral failure or something happens. And so we're just really focused on making it through the long run, not messing up by being healthy, spiritually healthy, our family. So, Dawson, it was a cool morning, just a cool week, spending all week in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, just learning and growing. We had a pretty good time.
Yeah, we had a really good time. Just being able to get away and spend significant time thinking through the process, and this particular week was just really, really good. We learned a ton. So much. 50 years of ministry and raising godly kids who are loving God, are still in church, still love the church, still love their family, still serving in the church. That's my hope. That when I'm 60 or in my 60s, or that I can look back and my kids they still love Jesus and they love their family and they actually want to be around us. That's my hope.
And unfortunately, that's so rare. It's just a rarity that's the case in the church world. But God is faithful, and we're working hard to continually grow as leaders and to be people who are faithful and run the race. It's a marathon. This thing's going to last, and we want to last for the long haul. But one thing that I did think was interesting, Doss, we were with pastors who are all from all over the country, different places, from deep south to far north. And it seems that everybody, as we're in this season of weirdness with church and with just adopting into society because of the shutdowns and the virus, everybody seems to be kind of experiencing the same thing.
Yeah.
We talked to people who the return rates for their church was about 10%. All the way up to about 30%. And we are, when we opened back up, we were about 30% of people feeling comfortable coming back. So kind of that's the norm, even this week, talking to people.
Yeah, all around the country. And it is crazy that you would think, man, and even church size, city you lived in, none of that mattered. It's weird how all of that kind of goes and statistically kind of all lands in the same lane. And there, lots of churches still are like us that are still online. There were churches that have started gathering again, available, that were there. And I can't wait. I'm just counting down the days. I can't wait till we can gather again in our own church, because I still do think there's just something that happens when you gather.
Yeah.
It's just, when Scripture, I think it's something we all took for granted. The passage where Paul says, "Hey, don't forsake assembling together, don't forsake gathering together." We all understood that to kind of feel like a mandate that we should go to church or whatever. But I just think he even more in this season, we're reminded of the power in gathering together, the reality that something really does take place in our lives when we gather and pray and worship Jesus together.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to get it right.
I agree. And so we do want to tell people, kind of let people know that we're working really hard trying to determine a good time to come back together.
Yeah.
And so this week, you can all anticipate an email at some point this week with a little survey in it where we're just going to hear from you guys and find out where you are and just figure out how many of you are comfortable returning. We made the decision to go online kind of early in July, and just where we are, just locally, we made this based on a local decision that our neighbors and people from church and people from works and everywhere around here, just a lot more people were just getting sick, and a lot of people recovered and are doing great. It's all, everybody's doing fine, but it felt like it just localized, like Alabaster, like it was just, hey, we're going to visit Alabaster.
Something, the virus got mad or something. It's crazy around here.
So we felt like that was probably the safest thing to do, the best for everybody's well-being. But we realized that, it was a temporary thing. We never intended it for be a long-term thing.
Absolutely.
But we want to make sure that everybody's comfortable in that vein. So you guys are going to be receiving an email out this week, church-wide, with just a little survey that says, hey, how comfortable are you? How ready are you to begin gathering together again? So maybe even this morning, as you guys are watching and joining us, there's about 60-something of us here online right now. How many of you feel, if you're comfortable stating that, I know your names are attached, or maybe you can just wait to if you don't feel like comfortable saying, but how many of you are ready to get back and to join in, or baby dedication? Yeah, Geneva, 100% comfortable, ready to get back. Baby dedication, that's going to be ASAP as soon as we open back up, get these beautiful babies dedicated. Mike, ready to come back today. Hey, and as you guys are answering and chiming in, the Wallaces are ready, and that's awesome. Brittany Kelly, yes. Eddie, let's go. I love it. We've been thinking about, we're so ready to do baptism too. So we're getting ready for planning some things for baptism, getting some unique ideas for doing a good, healthy baptism. Yeah. Elizabeth Baxter's ready. Mark, yes, please. Man, everybody's ready doesn't cover where we are. Ready. That's awesome. Well, it's great to hear from you guys. That helps us. It helps us determine what to do. See y'all next Sunday. I love it. That's awesome. So good. Everybody seems to be feeling pretty good about coming back together. And that's exciting. That's good because we're ready to come back. Just made it through your quarantine, so you're ready. So, I think it's just a season, Doss, where we're just going to have to work together. We're just going to have to get creative. And we were very safe, I believe, from the beginning, opening back up to the best of our abilities, making sure that we're distancing and all that kind of stuff. And so we want to continue that. The Rouse family.
Come on.
We're so new and just started getting to know y'all. Then Rona hit. I know. Ready, but are apprehensive. Hey, I appreciate that, Natalie, because that's good honesty. Ready, but apprehensive. I think there's lots of people who feel the same way who haven't returned yet. And so a part of this questionnaire, I think we're going to include an area that just asked a question, being apprehensive, what would make you more comfortable? Like, I want to come back. I'm ready to attend, but it would make me feel so much better if this was in place or if I knew this was happening. So, Natalie, that's a great comment, and I think we'll include that so you guys can kind of tell us how you feel. And oddly enough, Doss, we've gotten lots of emails over this season of lots of new folks who have came to the church and were kind of starting to plug in and ready to kind of connect with some folks. And then all of this happened. And so we're getting lots of emails asking, hey, when are we starting back? When are you guys getting back into live meetings? So I think we've got lots of people who are ready to do that.
I can't wait, man. I want to tell them tomorrow, but I just can't wait. I can't wait to gather again. And it's going to be sooner than later. I just know. I mean, we're coming on. We're getting into this month, and I feel like even if we're saying it by faith, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And does that make sense? And I'm ready to start moving forward in what I know the vision of what God has given. I mean, just exciting. There are super exciting days ahead for our church and for our families coming on the tail end of this season.
Yeah. And I think so. And look, I hope people understand that it's always been our heart in all of these decisions has been for the good of everybody. We knew, look, when we opened church up in May, there was so many people, it's like, I can't believe we're opening church and it's not safe. And, the world's going to crumble and end. And we understood that. But basically, we wanted a 50-50, like we wanted people to have a safe option to go. And it was completely okay for the other 50% that did not feel ready to agree to return yet. And so I still feel the same way, Doss. I'm still okay with people who are uncomfortable attending right now. And look, we know school's about to start. Parents are, the only thing you're thinking about is how you're going to get your kids in school and all this change and uncertainty around school. So we know that it's sort of a weird season as we start this, but I do believe that we can come together just as we did before. And look, if we notice that, hey, look, for the good of everybody, to keep everybody, safe and all that good stuff, if we need to take a pause, look, we're willing to do whatever we need to do, even if we don't want to do it. I hated to say we got to go back online for a minute.
Sure.
It's a painful decision, but it's worth it for the good of people. So that to say, everybody, we're doing our best to navigate being responsible and good pastors and to lead well so that you guys are in a safe environment. Because if we're going to open the doors, we've got people's hearts and interest at best.
Well, and just another reminder, we talked a lot about it last week in last week's message, but just our faith and the strength of it or the lack thereof, really, I know when we gather, there's power in it, but, the ability for us to just walk in obedience to God's word and spend time in his presence and worship and pray, like those things will and can sustain us in this season. We're the church, we exist for the world. It's us. It's not a building. It's not. So there are ways for us we're gathering right now, right now we're communicating, we're with one another. My hope is that that's not just on Sundays when we go live before church. Yeah. That we're in community with our small groups, that we're checking on people and we're praying with people and all of those different things. Even if it's just a, hey, how you doing? What's going on this week? How have you been? We've missed you guys. Yeah. That goes that goes so far down the road relationally, and it helps us to continue to be the church. I mean, think about in Acts 8 when the church was scattered all over the world. They didn't have Facebook and Instagram and phones, and they were literally alone. And the church excelled. So I just think, man, this is the time for in our generation, in our lifetime, I think this is a season where the church can grow stronger than it's ever been before. That when we gather again, that we've all experienced personal revival to an extent that we're going to be blown away at the goodness of God when we gather publicly.
Yeah. Well, and there is something about, look, the church coming together and the church standing in faith. Look, we balance responsibility. We balance all these things. But as much as we have to manage the physical, we have to manage the spiritual.
Yes.
And the Bible says, hey, look, we walk in wisdom. It's good to practice wisdom. There's a good book of the Bible that speaks a lot about wisdom. The whole book's dedicated to it.
Yeah.
But the Bible also teaches us that the battle's not against flesh and blood. It's not about always the physical, but there's something that happens in the spiritual. So we walk in a greater authority than those who are just walking in the flesh. And so look, we're trying to be wise, but we're also, we're not walking in fear. We're walking in faith. And so that hasn't changed. But anyway, all that to say, you guys are a great measuring stick. We trust our church and we trust the wisdom of our church and all of us in this together. We say this all the time. Our church is not about a personality. We're all in this together. So we would love to hear from you guys. So you guys will be getting that this week.
Derek Dale.
Speaking of, listen, I want to say something real quick while we're all online together. I want to tell you guys something that we're doing that's kind of cool this morning, that's new. While we are online, we have obviously been trying to become very intentional of just getting the gospel out. We still believe in people receiving Jesus and saying yes to Jesus, just like we do on a normal Sunday. So today, we're trying out a new online option. You guys know that we're streaming live on Facebook, as many of you are joining us right now. We are also streaming live on YouTube, and we've added a third option today, which is a church online option. And what I mean by that is it's its own page that will stream our message today live. But here's the cool part that's different than Facebook and YouTube. A portion of our prayer team today is testing it out. We're going to offer live prayer. So if somebody wants prayer today, they'll be able to chat privately with one of our prayer team members to be able to pray with them. When we give an option for somebody to make a decision for Jesus, they'll easily be able to click one button that says, hey, today I want to give my heart to Jesus, which then gives them immediate next steps on something to do. People can chat just like we're chatting right now. It's really, really, really cool. And so I wanted to tell you guys about it so that you can check it out. And I'm putting in the chat the address for it. It's just cultivatechurch.online.church. So if you guys want to check that out today, when we go into our online worship experience, that would be awesome. We want to continue doing this into the future so that we have an option for people to easily connect in this season. So you guys check that out. It's really cool. It's going to be really great. If our portions of a team get it today, we're going to extend that to several of our some of you on the C team that may want to be a part of that to join in. Our prayer team's going to do a great job specifically praying for people and connecting with people. And so, Doss, our hope was, we know people are responding to the gospel, even on Facebook and YouTube.
100%.
But we wanted to make an easier way for somebody to be able to acknowledge a decision that they made, or to get prayer, or to engage a little bit deeper than what Facebook or YouTube gives us.
Yeah, live prayer, being able to pray with somebody live right there is a really cool opportunity. So
yeah. So you guys can click over even right now, and check that out, because we are streaming live even there right now at cultivatechurch.online.church, and the links are on the church website as well. So check that out. Another thing is, I know that you guys saw our post this week. I hope you have on social media. Doss, we've got some beyond exciting news today that we're going to share during our online worship experience.
Yes. I can't wait.
Yes, Christy, it is. Yeah, so some real exciting news. Doss, we won't tell it now.
No, but if we talk about it too much, I might let it leak.
So don't let it out. But it is, church, I know this has been a disappointing year, okay? We all know this year is not what any of us anticipated. But we're gonna end this year with a bang. I just say that we're gonna end this year with a bang, and it is going to be so exciting. The season coming up is going to be phenomenal. So make sure that you don't miss it today. So tune in to Church Online. We're gonna kick our countdown off here in just a few minutes, and so you're going to get to hear the announcement today. I wish so much, Doss, we were meeting in person so that we could give our announcement in person.
Yeah, I know, but this is the next best thing.
Yeah, Eddie says, "Spill it, Doss." Not yet. It's going to be worth the wait, but it's going to be a fun morning together. I'm also excited about today's message. Amber, I know we keep teasing. We've been teasing for a long time. And that was not our decision. It's just the way it has shaken out in how we have to communicate things. But God's faithful. So he knows good timing, and he knows the right things and good opportunities when they show. So you guys are going to be shocked today, I think, a little bit surprised at our announcement, and I think it's going to be fun.
And this is good timing.
Go ahead, Doss.
The timing of God, when you look back, always in my life, when you're in the middle of stuff, you're like, what is going on? And then you look back and go, oh man, God, you knew exactly what needed to happen in that moment, even when I didn't see it. When we say it all the time, but when we don't understand his hand, we can absolutely still trust his plan. And it's just cool to see the hand of God move in and out of our church and our lives. Yeah.
Well, it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be a good morning together. Our message today is games people play, and we're going to talk about 3 different games that I believe the enemy tries to get us to play in our life. And I think most of us are guilty of playing most of these. And I think in this season, especially when isolation happens, we all say this: isolation is the enemy's playground. And I think the enemy has tried so much this year to use isolation to get us in a place where we're unhealthy. And so I think these are 3 games that the enemy would bring into our life to try to get us to play that I think are really harmful and detrimental to us. So I hope today's word is an encouragement for everybody. And I want to give a public shout out to Hooligans Family Fun in Alabaster. They were a part of this week's message, and were so kind in just basically throwing the doors open to their business. If you guys don't know what that is, it's an arcade here in Alabaster. You pay like $10 or $12, and you can play all day, unlimited, as much as you want. Pool tables, pinball, video game systems, putt-putt golf. It's just a really cool place for the family. And so they were so kind to partner with us this week in presenting our message online. So just super cool people, a great place. Go check it out. So we appreciate them so much. So yeah, it's a good morning. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about weeks ahead. We would love to hear from you guys. So when throughout the morning, comment, talk about what's going on, give some insight to the message. If there's something you hear that resonates with you or speaks to you, let us know. We want to hear that. We want to know that, I mean, we're not in person. We're not together. So we can't talk in the lobby, but we would love to know, that God is speaking to you and that you enjoyed the message today. After the announcement, we'd love to hear from you to see what you think and what your opinions are of what's happening and what we're doing. So we love you guys. Hey, listen, you can check us out. Continue in a few moments on Facebook, on YouTube, and at cultivatechurch.online.church. Okay, so check it out in all these places. Doss, anything else?
We love you guys.
Yep, we love you guys. Have a good morning, and we'll see you in church online very soon.